Marcus Robert Johnson here. I got Sasha back. Sasha's my car. Made it back to Madison. Just got done dealing with my grandmother, she's not my great-grandmother, but she is a great-grandmother. My great-grandmother's funeral. And seeing all my family, all my mom's side of the family, and it was just gnarly. So many, I forgot. Sometimes it takes a funeral to remember some of the things you went through, some of the things you've done, places you've seen, experiences you've had, characteristics that you learned. I haven't seen everyone together in a very long time, and my message, this video, I think that I want to make it about my message that I got from my grandma, and I just want to talk about compassion. And all compassion is, when you're passionate about something, that just means you have a great love, appreciation, respect, and more than likely a good work ethic about doing it, whatever it is. When you're to be passionate about something, to really love it, not just love it, but you love doing it. And compassion just means caring about the well-being of others, caring about other people's well-being, essentially. And I think it's something a lot of people, we forget to do. I forgot a little bit of something, but I think being compassionate is humanity's greatest tool. I say people are your greatest resource, but I think compassion is our greatest tool, because when you're compassionate, you're willing to do almost anything to help something out of its circumstance. When you're compassionate, it's very hard. I would highly doubt that anyone who is truly compassionate would be racist or a mean individual. And I guess there's people that could say, like, yeah, you could be compassionate about Pokemon, but that's not the definition of compassion. The definition of compassion is caring for the well-being or about the misfortunes of others. So using it in that sense, and it's a beautiful tool, because if you don't fight it and you look for signs and you listen to your heart, and that sounds like oh, listen to your heart, but I mean that, like, if you listen to how you feel as opposed to what you think, or if you put yourself in, a lot of times if you put yourself in other people's shoes, it can make you compassionate, because you can see from their perspective. A lot of people won't understand poor people until they themselves are that. Just an example. And another thing about compassion that I learned from my grandmother is, when I say people are your greatest resource, I spoke at the funeral a little bit about, my grandma had 7 kids, 4 boys, 3 girls, and they all had kids, most of them. And at this point, a lot of those kids have kids. Huge family, bro. Huge. And the reason I know that compassion, the saying people are your greatest resource, the reason I know it's valuable is from my grandmother, because she didn't really have a job, not a serious job, not something that can pay the bills and support 7 kids. She did little odds and ends. I don't know what she did when my aunts and uncles were children. I don't know if she worked, but from my understanding and what I think and know, she was just a stay-at-home mom and took care of kids, not just her kids, but their friends, other kids, doesn't matter. She never shut the door on anybody. And I say that because people are your greatest resource, but you have to remember you're a person as well. Now, this whole people is your greatest resource doesn't work if you're just trying to use people to get your things done. I mean, essentially that's what you should be doing, but what my grandmother did was made herself available. And that is the full circle of truly using people as your greatest resource, because it's not just you using people to get the things you need done, but you have to make yourself available for people when they need help, when they need to get things done. We all have different knowledge and different understandings and experiences of things. So even if you consider someone a dumbass or not very smart, or they did poor in school or something, that's going to be the person that's when you need your steps fixed, or if you need your toilet fixed, or I'm just saying an example. I'm just saying, like, when you really need things done that you don't know how to do, you can still find value in a person that never went to college. Maybe they didn't do things by the book, but every person has value. Every life is value. And I know that. And I say it a lot, and I remember when I was a kid too, if I heard somebody say it when I'm saying, I'd be like, that dude's cheesy, or that dude's not serious, or whatever. Everybody says that, whatever, but I mean it, man. I really mean it. Like, you have to make yourself available to people, and people will make themselves available to you. When I'm still growing up, but when I'm growing up, I was dependable. I'm still dependable, but I'm so much more busy now. But as a teenager, I was very dependable, and a young man, early 20s, I was very dependable, which is why I got far kind of quick, as far as people having my back and trusting me, and anytime somebody called me, I was there and I helped them out. And that is the key. Be the resource. Don't just use the resource, but be the resource. We all have great potential. We all have things that we can get done and know about. Don't shut someone out, and I'll end with this. This is the perfect example, and this is just something that one of my coaches told me that made me think, and I wasn't even being serious. So I was just this was a couple years ago. I made a Facebook status saying, because I was in MATC, and I'll just play it out. Basically, I seen a bunch of nerds at a table, right? I'm a nerd myself, but people don't know that. So when I'm talking about other nerds, they might think I'm just being mean or whatever, and it doesn't matter. My point is that even nerds wouldn't know, but I kind of made it. I was like, yeah, man, I was seeing these nerds playing Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever they were playing. And I was like, man, these were the real deal nerds. These weren't nerds like me, bro. These was the real deal nerds. These nerds, I heard high-pitched squeals, cackles, laughs, all sorts of chuckles and ha-has and glasses getting pushed up, everything. And I thought it was kind of funny, because I was like, yeah, these guys were the stereotype nerd. Like, if you watch cartoons and they draw nerds, that's them. If you watch movies and whatever, I was like, that's what I was trying to say. And I think I came across as an asshole or just rude or mean. And what my coach told me was, you shouldn't really make fun of those people, because if you need an ambulance, they might end up being the paramedic. And that doesn't, you might not put a whole lot of worth into that statement, but it's right. And the point is not that, oh, he's going to save your life, so you don't make fun of him now. The point is that you might need that individual. Maybe not even him in particular, those nerds in particular, but people in general. You shouldn't be so quick to talk about them, make fun of them, disrespect them, because you might need them. And they're gonna. And when you do need them, a lot of times they might be their job or something, so they're gonna help you regardless. But they still helped you. So being kind, having compassion, is the greatest tool in order to acquire your greatest resource, and that is people. This is Marcus Robert Johnson. Rest in peace to Grandma Kathy. Rest in peace to Grandpa Bob. Rest in peace to Mary Ann. I love everyone. I got a lot of people that need RIPs, but especially them today on this day. If you guys want to check me out more and want to check, I got a couple fights coming up here now. I'll be posting those and stuff. I'm fighting January 21st and January 26th, February 11th, March 4th. Doesn't matter. Anything in between. If I find something, I'm fighting. So I'll keep you posted if you want to follow that as well. Marcus Robert Johnson Boxing on Facebook. MRJ Boxing on Twitter. I try to keep people updated as well as I can. And of course, here on YouTube, Marcus Robert Johnson Boxing, that boy tweet 424. If you enjoyed the video or any of my other videos, like, comment below, share me around, and peace to you. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. I'm out of here. War.